History to go from last to first in a season. The Braves, the second team, and the first in the National League to do it. We at ESPN delighted to have this one for you, and then to follow it up with the Dodgers-San Francisco game. Just settle back and enjoy. A team that feels very confident about itself. Dave Justice, Rookie of the Year last season, has had no sophomore slump. He's rolling along. Maybe would have been an MVP candidate had he not been out for a month with an injury. He's producing home runs and RBIs. And this crowd has certainly been a 10th man almost on the field for the Atlanta Braves this season. The tomahawk chop. With anyone in this country left who does not know what that is, take a long look. It's the sign of the Atlanta Braves. And their Braves are taking the field. Fulton County Stadium, there is another team on the field tonight. Steve Finley, great season in center field. He'll lead it off. Craig Biggio will be doing the catching. Rookie of the Year, maybe Jeff Bagwell at first base. Ken Caminiti will be playing at third. In right field tonight, Javier Ortiz. In left field, left-handed hitting Luis Gonzalez. The shortstop with power, Andujar Cedeno. Veteran Casey Candel makes the start at second base, and Jeff Juden, 20 years old, the Astros starter.
Steve Avery, 6'4", 190 pounds, just 21 years old. As we mentioned, his 34th game, his 34th start, 17 big wins. Good fastball that runs, curveball, changeup. Catching tonight, Greg Olson. He's caught the lion's share of the Braves games down the stretch. And infield defense, Mark Lemke, who's done a tremendous job. Treadway's back healthy, but Lemke, because of his defense, is in there at second base. In the outfield, David Justice, outstanding season once he got back, has hit 5 big home runs in the last 2 weeks.
So here we go in front of more than 50,000 if everybody shows up with all the tickets sold. Steve Avery will take to the mound, going after his 18th win of the season. He is 1-1 against the Houston Astros this season, and 1-3 lifetime. 3 complete games, 1 shutout for him this year. Finley leads it off, squares, takes the strike. This is a solid performance from a center fielder in a position the Houston Astros were not sure of when the season started, whether they had somebody to play it or not. Finley has found a home. He's going to be there if he continues with those kind of numbers for some years to come.
He sure is. They've talked about the Astros coaches that he, in their estimation, is the best center fielder in the National League. They see him day in and day out. You hear a lot about Andy Van Slyke. This man can flat out play center field and he can get on base. Good contact hitter, very tough to strike out.
9 hits in his last 28 at-bats. He fouls that one off. Consider this, people, coming into this game tonight. This Houston team has 18 rookies. Art Howe, the manager, has dealt with an entire rebuilding process in 1 year. 18 rookies are on this bench. These kids have never been in a situation like this before. And Art Howe said before the game, this is a chance for us to have a season. They are 64-95. They are 28 games out. But if they could take 2 out of 3 and be a factor in deciding this division race, it could very well set the stage for the growth of this ball club next year. So while we will talk about Atlanta all night, as we should, don't forget this other team that's playing here tonight has some things to prove to itself. Finley fouls it off at the plate. Steve Avery has been just a workhorse. 202 innings, just 186 hits off him, getting back after a 99-inning season last year to full throttle this year, and has developed maybe a year or two earlier than anyone on the organization thought he would. Timeout taken. We've got a problem in the outfield. There will be some banners hanging out there in center that are in the way.
To insert something here, Gary, Avery has been throwing a two-seam fastball, which is a sinker basically. Mazzoni has gone with him and told him to go away from that. He was beginning to get it out over the plate. He's gone back to his four-seam fastball, which is a straight fastball. His two fastballs thus far tonight have been clocked at 95 and 96 miles per hour.
We got a couple of guys throwing tonight who can do that. Jeff Juden, the other kid we'll talk about, can throw that hard. And again, foul back. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Finley, who's hanging tough. 4 hits and 12 at-bats against Steve Avery in his career. Craig Biggio, the current catcher, who may be the second baseman of the future, is waiting on deck. He's batting second. Finley down the left field line going foul. Lonnie Smith moves over, will not have a play. The Houston Astros struggling overall this year with their young ball club, but particularly on the road. This is the second year in a row this Houston team on the road has been disastrous. They finished up 26 and 55 on the road last year. They are 27 and 51 on the road this year. Hey, through the legs of Lemke. Their outstanding defensive second baseman had that one go right through the wickets. It'll be an error on Lemke, and Finley is on after working Avery to a full count.
Gary, he never got his feet set, Mark Lemke. He has quick feet, but this was a bullet. One hopper off the grass. Lemke goes to get his feet set, but see, they're not on the ground. They're shifting sideways as if they slipped. He didn't get down on the baseball right through the wickets.
10th error of the season on the second baseman, Lemke. Neither of these teams has put up great numbers defensively. Here's Biggio, takes the strike. Talked with Craig before the game today. Big subject, of course. He is a man who's proven himself, at least he feels he's proven to himself, that he can be a major league catcher. But the discussions and current plans are to move him to second base next season with some buts, ends, and ifs. The real question for the Houston Astros, they do not have the position in right field filled. If they can fill right field, get some power, they feel they can afford to move Biggio to the second base position and bring in a young catcher, maybe with not a lot of offense, but a good defensive catcher. Runner goes. Biggio hit and run, fouls it off.
Here you mentioned those facts. In the last 2 weeks, they've played Kenny Lofton in center field and have moved Finley over to left. Gonzalez has played left most of the year. They're doing that to find out if Lofton can play in the big leagues every day in center field. I don't know why they're making the move, because they believe Finley's the best defensive center field in the National League. But what it does, it will allow them to get Biggio in at second base and have an outstanding outfield with Gonzalez, Lofton, and with Finley. Biggio is the only catcher they have, though, that they feel capable of handling a major league pitcher.
And a ground ball to second. Lemke will get a chance. There's one. Belliard, not in time. Forced play at second base. We'll take Finley out on the flip from Lemke to Belliard, and Craig Biggio is on at first on the fielder's choice, one away.
Well, it wasn't a hit and run, but he tries to go the opposite way with it. Perfect hop, but the ball bounces up, and Biggio is the best runner on this team other than Lofton. Good turn, backhands the ball there, perfect throw. Belliard clears himself, makes a good throw, but Biggio with that outstanding speed. And that's one reason why they want to get him from behind the plate, because he's capable of stealing 25 or 30 bases a year.
Save those legs from all the problems you have as a catcher. Although Biggio, talking with him before the game, says, I really am a catcher. Given my druthers, I'd stay there. But I'm also a team player, and I'm not going to be negative. If I can help at second, that's where I'll go. One down. Jeff Bagwell, Rookie of the Year candidate, and probably the leader in that category in the National League this season. Standing in, takes the strike, 0-1, one away. Those are the reasons why he's going to garner a lot of votes when they come in for Rookie of the Year. He's had a great season. Right now struggling a bit at the plate. 4 hits in his last 22 at-bats, but he's hit safely in 23 of his last 30 games. It was really interesting and fun to be in the Astros clubhouse before tonight's game. I mean, these kids are excited about playing in this series. This is something they just haven't had the pleasure of all year. The big crowd, the meaningful game, the nation watching.
I was around the batting cage, and Jeff Bagwell turned to Caminiti, said, "Man, is this what the playoffs feels like?" Caminiti said, "Well, I hope we find out in a couple of years."
And that's what a lot of people are saying, Ray, that this Houston team could very well be the Atlanta Braves a couple of years down the road. They've got a young nucleus. Looks like it's going to be outstanding. Bagwell takes Avery's pitch away, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first base, 1 out. We're just underway here at Fulton County Stadium for this ESPN Friday night doubleheader. We'll keep you posted on the goings-on at Candlestick Park as they get ready for that game, which you will see in the second half of our doubleheader. Runner goes. It's a ball. Throw down by Olsen is not in time. Stolen base. And Art Howe's making it very clear. In the first inning, this team came to play. He's had the hit and run on already. He's had Biggio trying to move a man up going the other way. And now Biggio steals second.
Well, Biggio always gets a walking lead. Watch how he walks and just eases off. Doesn't really set himself until the last minute, but he's always moving. It's called a walking lead. Good speed, pretty good throw, but he had that walking lead and a good jump. Avery's considered to have a very good move to first base.
Bobby Cox was out on the bench 3 hours before game time, sitting chatting with anyone who came by. He says, "Please, let's get this thing started. This is the worst time of day." Waiting. Runner at second, 1 out. Swung on and lofted to center field. It is playable. Biggio goes halfway. Gant hauls it in. And there are 2 down. Magno retired.
And Gary, that's a big point. You talk about waiting. That was one of the things in our opening that I feel is a major factor in the Braves having an advantage in playing earlier than the Dodgers. You want to get going. That adrenaline's pumping all year. You're playing for possibly one of those World Series rings, and you don't want to sit there in the clubhouse because all the guys get there early. It's funny. In April, May, you get to the ballpark at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Come September, you start getting there at 2:30 and 3 o'clock. They're ready to play baseball. They don't want to be sitting there watching it.
RBI opportunity right here for Ken Caminiti, the third baseman. Biggio with good speed on at second base. Well, there are 2 down here, and Avery, as he so often does, gets ahead on the count. Caminiti's batting at .288 with runners in scoring position, so he has been a good clutch hitter. There is Biggio, who reached on the fielder's choice. Caminiti takes it away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Another thing about Steve Avery, great fielding pitcher. Drafted number 3 by Atlanta, almost taken in the second round, second pick of the nation as a center fielder by Toronto. Runs good, excellent defensive player.
Help yourself out in those circumstances, and we've seen him do that before this year. Falls behind on Caminiti, 2 balls and 1 strike. He will be very careful to Ken Caminiti. Caminiti's gone 5 for 18 against him in his career. Caminiti's also in a bit of a slump right now, 1 for 13. And he falls behind 3-1. There you see the numbers on what the left-handers and right-handers have done against him. Note the 17 home runs have been hit by right-handers.
Caminiti, Caminiti, a much better hitter. 310 right-handed, 216 left-handed.
Got him on the strike, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, this is it for Steve Avery. You know he has a good fastball, but look at this curveball. Starts from the outside part of the plate, breaks all the way across the plate. Good, hard curveball.
25th pitch of the inning right here. Caminiti fouls it back. So Avery's been worked here in the first. And believe me, one of the things I was talking with Ed Howe about, he would like to get the left-hander out of here because the Astros have been demolished by left-handers. They are 22 and 38 against left-handed starters. And as a team are hitting just .246 off left-handers. So if they can get to Avery and get to a right-hander in the pen, they would feel much better. Biggio at second, 3-2, and he's on with a walk. So Avery gives up the walk to Caminiti, putting runners on at first and second with 2 away. Avery's walked only 63 in 203 innings this season.
And if anybody at home is wondering about that play, let me tell you something. Ortiz has hit 1 home run this year. He's a big man, does not get the ball in the air. Caminiti, 12 home runs, 8 of them right-handed. Early in the ballgame, you don't want to have a big run situation, but you know that every run's critical. Avery much rather pitch to Ortiz this season, or this at bat, instead of Caminiti.
Javier Ortiz, who is 28 years old, is in right field. The off-speed pitch is fouled back. Strike 1. Tell you one thing that the Houston Astros have already done by making Avery work as long and as hard. They forced the crowd to sit down and sit back early on to take a little bit of that tomahawk chop off. Whereas if Avery had gotten out of the inning in something less than 10 pitches, the place would have gone bananas again. It'll do it a number of times before we're through tonight. The 0-1, 2 on base, now tipped into the mitt. 0-2.
And that's something you're going to see Steve Avery do. He spots a fastball away, then comes back with that four-seamer in on the hands. He throws inside better than any pitcher on this Atlanta Braves staff.
Avery with 2 down, 2 on, and an 0-2 count. Ortiz, who came up last season, played 30 games. Waiting on the 0-2 by Avery. 1-2.
Man, that's right where he wanted to throw it. Gave him the fastball inside. Perfect pitch. I don't know how you could lay off that pitch. That is right where they tell you to pitch it textbook. Watch Olsen set up inside. Fastball, ball right there. I mean, just off the inside corner.
Saw Ortiz take a long look. He thought he might have been had.
Going to go right back in there with him.
1-2, and he got him. No runs, no hits, an error, but 2 are left on base here in the first inning. Avery works his way out of it as he gets the strikeout to end it, and the Braves are coming up. Downtown Atlanta, and there are very few people walking the streets of Atlanta who can't tell you about this Braves team this season. They are proud. For Bobby Cox, Lonnie Smith leading it off. He'll be in left field. The second baseman, a switch hitter, Mark Lemke. The league's leading hitter at third base, Terry Pendleton. The big power stroke of Dave Justice in right field, batting cleanup. Ron Gant, right-handed hitter, is in center. Sid Bream, left-handed hitter at first base, followed by the catcher. Bit of a struggle at the plate right now for Greg Olson. The shortstop, Rafael Belliard, will be batting eighth, and you have seen on the mound Steve Avery.
Jeff Juden, and I'm talking about a lot of him, 6'7", 245 pounds, just 20 years old, 2 years out of high school. Only been up for 3 ball games, has a pretty good fastball, 90 miles an hour, pretty good. I'm thinking about Avery's 95. 90 mile an hour fastball, curveball, and changeup. Catching Craig Biggio, the man is probably the most versatile player in all the game, can play anywhere. Around the infield, Jeff Bagwell, we mentioned his great offense, but tremendous defensive first baseman over at first base. In center field, Steve Finley, who can go get him with anybody. Plays very shallow.
The full house on hand. Even my cab driver today said, "Geez, I wish I could get a ticket to this game." Everywhere you go, the one question they ask you, do you think the Braves can do it? People around here do, and they talk about it all day long. Leadoff batter Lonnie Smith will take the pitch up high, ball 1 from the 20-year-old Jeff Juden.
Scouting report on Juden, he does not move very well. You can bunt on him, you can steal on him. If the Braves get runners on base, there's going to be some things that are going to happen. He has a little slide step, but he's got a lot of legs, a lot of upper body. It takes him a while to get the ball to home plate. But you can bunt on this man. Lonnie Smith usually pushes the ball toward first base when he bunts.
And will this young 20-year-old be affected by this setting? In for the strike. Art House said that's a question that we're going to have answered to some degree about a lot of our players here tonight. Whether or not this pressure gets to them. Breaking ball to short. Backhander, Cedeno the long throw, and he got him. Boy, do they like this kid at short. Andujar Cedeno.
I heard a scout say today, Gary, that he may be the best defensive player in the major leagues right now. Now, that's a big statement, but you'll see why. Watch how quick he crosses over. 1, 2, 3 steps on a one-hop bullet. You want to talk about poise? Look at this. Sets himself, gets on that back foot, and throws a rocket first base.
He's 22 years old. Switch hitter Mark Lemke standing in now. For Lemke this season, .257 right-handed and .221 batting left-handed. Lemke had been primarily used as a defensive replacement late in the game. Jeff Treadway came up with an injury. Lemke came on to play a little more, and he's still in there. Treadwell is not 100%, but he could play if necessary, Bobby Cox said. But Lemke's getting the start, and he's ahead on the count here, 3-0. Juden's delivery to him misses, and he walked him on 4 straight.
Jeff Juden, John, Gary, you know that he has a great arm, tremendous high school player, the #1 guy in the country. People said that he would have, in a poll, the most impact of any player in the next 10 years in Major League Baseball. That's quite a buildup, but he does have a tendency to be wild. And here we are, second hitter, he walks.
Runner at first, and the league's leading hitter. 1 point ahead of Hal Morris of Cincinnati. Terry Pendleton will take. They're going to make him throw, and Biggio is going to go out and quiet him down. The 25-year-old veteran catcher goes up to talk to his 20-year-old starter.
Bob Cluck, the pitching coach, says that Juden has a tendency to get out of sync. He has all that big mass to try to keep everything tight. They've tried to tighten him up. They actually took his slider away from him to try to make him throw more strikes. Tonight, they're letting him go back to the slider. He hasn't thrown it now in his last 3 outings.
Pendleton takes again, and the strike is there. Letter high on the inside corner. Juden was the top pick in the '89 June draft, and for the Astros now, they have 3 first-round picks here. Brian Bowen is up. He was picked in '86. Biggio, who was the top pick in '87, and the '89 pick who's on the mound. Lemke on at first base. No score, 1 away, and the big kid will step off. He is the youngest player on the roster, and no decision in that Atlanta 5-4 win at Houston. This is his 3rd major league start. Off-speed chop to first. Only play is going to be at first base. Taken there by Bagwell. Lemke moves down to second. There are 2 away.
And look how Juden is tucked here. He's got a little flex in his knees. They thought that he was a little stiff before. They've gotten him to tuck a little bit with his weight on his right side. Little slide step, not very much of a leg kick, and then he ambles over the first base. But he was very long in his delivery before. Bob Cluck has worked with him and trying to shorten him up just so he could throw more strikes.
It's tough to have to learn this profession at the major league level. 2 down, runner at second, and Justice will take the pitch inside, ball 1. So each team has gotten a runner into scoring position here in the first inning. Opportunity right here for Dave Justice to bring one home if he can. See the numbers for him, and he has been a big clutch hitter this season. .355 with runners in scoring position. He went around on the off-speed breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Gary, Dave Justice, a dead pull hitter. You see the center fielder a good 20 feet to the right of second base. Your right fielder is only 25 feet off the line. Justice loves the ball inside, tries to pull everything. Seldom does he hit the ball to the left of the second base bag.
1-1 count, 2 away. Runner at second base, inside. And he's ahead on the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Third best in the league in that department. which we refer to generally as clutch hitting. He's got one on at second in the person of Mark Lemke. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Juden's delivery to him. The off-speed breaking ball misses. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And that's why he's such a good clutch hitter. You talk about maturity. Dave Justice, a young man, a home run hitter, but you seldom see him chase a bad pitch in the strike zone when he's ahead in the count. He focuses on one area, and he doesn't bite unless it's right there.
3-ball, 1-strike count to him. Justice takes the breaking ball this time as Juden continues to throw the off-speed curve. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Same situation before when Avery pitched around Caminiti. You have a right-handed hitter, Gant, on the bench. He throws him a breaking ball 3-1. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes right back with a breaking ball 3-2 or even a changeup. Doesn't want to give this man a fastball to hit here.
Justice has walked 64 times, struck out only 79. And Juden will step off again. Art Howe shut the clubhouse, met with his team. Gant waiting on deck. Said, take your time. This is your ball game, too. Don't be afraid of it. And you see Juden doing that right now. Not going to make a mistake. He wants to make sure he's got the sign with Bijou.
Well, you better believe this is a huge pitch. 3-2 count to one of the best cripple hitters in all of baseball. With a runner on second base, they always give an indicator sign. Maybe a flash. It could be the second sign or the first thing you see.
Juden checks in 3-2, and he got him on the breaking ball, struck him out. So the 20-year-old shows a little poise in the first inning. 1 walk. Lemke left on at second.
Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. I've got a special offer on out-of-print collector baseball cards. Now you can own 200 genuine collectible baseball cards for the unbelievable price of $9.95. It's a collector's dream come true. Each set contains baseball cards going as far back as 1986 and including Topps, Donruss, and Upper Deck that are no longer being printed. Over the years, the value of baseball cards has skyrocketed, and while no one can guarantee baseball cards will go up in value, we can guarantee each set will have star, superstar, rookie, and all-star cards. So take it from me, Mel Allen. At this price, these cards could be going, gone. 200 genuine collectible baseball cards, no duplicates, mint condition, only $9.95 each plus $2 postage. A limit of 5 sets per household. So get cracking. Call now to order.
You can teach your kids the fun of soccer, from the right techniques to the right attitude, with the help of a great coach and ESPN home video. Bob Gansler, coach of the United States World Cup team, shows you how to teach your kids all the basics of soccer, with the emphasis on safety and fun. To order Teaching Kids Soccer for just $29.95, call 1-800-841-8900.
Miller highlights streaks, peaks, and valleys, a tribute to ESPN's Major League coverage. 295 national and regional telecasts. That is a streak. Peaking, ESPN's coverage of the National League West pennant chase. We'll have both games tonight. In the Valley, well, tonight is the final Friday night of Major League Baseball this year. Back to Gary and Ray.
And we are ready to go in the second inning. Luis Gonzalez will lead it off, and he takes the strike. Gonzalez working in left field. And you see, standing in there is a left-handed hitter. One of the problems for the Houston Astros against left-handed pitchers has been the fact that they've had a left-handed hitting outfield much of this season. That's tough. Left-handers generally will struggle against left-handed pitchers, and Gonzalez certainly has. He's batting .168 off left-handed pitchers with just 1 home run. He's had 119 at-bats against the lefties. Avery, the left-hander, with a 1-1 delivery to him. Taken down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot of work so far.
Boy, 33 pitches already. Steve Avery, always a guy that's a control pitcher, usually throws 110, 115 pitches a game.
Gonzalez fouls it off. Gonzalez is 0 for 11 lifetime against Steve Avery.
What they're trying to do with Gonzalez is try to get him to hit the ball the other way. He tries to pull the ball. He gives a little bit on the left-handed breaking ball. They've worked with him very hard. He was in the cage today trying to hit the ball to left field.
This time he pulls it down to first base. Bream will take it to the bag. And Gonzalez has retired, the first out here in the second. The rest of this series coming up, of course, a 2-game set remaining after this one. Portugal and Smoltz are set to go at 3 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. And then Sunday, Harnish and Liebrandt. While at Candlestick Park, they've got 3 games to play. You'll see the game tonight. Martinez against Black. Saturday, they're going to start at noon in that game tomorrow. Fouled back. And a 1-strike count on Andujar Cedeno. That is an interesting change in the time. CBS is televising tomorrow both here in Atlanta and at Candlestick. They wanted the games to be on at the same time. So CBS moved that Dodger Giant game to a 3 o'clock Eastern 12 noon start, which means those teams have to play tonight. Then, as Ray said at the top of our broadcast, players will get up about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning in order to get ready to go to the park. That's really out of sync.
And it's tough, man.
Cedeno to short. Belliard's got it.
And the reason it's tough, Gary, in baseball, you build routines. Never do you start games at 12 o'clock. Sometimes you start them at 5:40. Twilight doubleheaders, things like that. At 7:05 in San Diego, 7:35 just about everywhere else. You get used to it. Your body clock gets used to it. You play a game on Friday night and come back and have to play Saturday, you just don't feel good. It seems like that you slept on about an hour or two bus trip, and I'm just telling you, you just feel all wrung out. Come in first thing you do is get in a whirlpool to wake up.
Casey Candel. Avery's got 2 down. Broken bat topper like a bunt. Avery in time. And that's what Ray was talking about. The defensive ability of the pitcher as Avery helps himself out getting Casey Candel. He retires the side in order in the second. Braves coming up for their half of it, no score.
Last season, Stanford pulled off the upset of the year by shooting down Notre Dame. Now Rick Meyer and the Fighting Irish are hungry for revenge. Right after Clemson battles Georgia, it's a jungle out there. Saturday, live on ESPN.
Atlanta Braves have won 6 in a row coming into this final weekend. No scores. We go to the bottom half of the second. And if it matters on Sunday, if it's still up for grabs in this Western Division, you will see either the Braves and Astros at 2 o'clock or the Dodgers and Giants at 4 right here on ESPN. You will see one of those if the race is still undecided on Sunday. If you tune in to college prime time at 7:30 tomorrow night, you'll get details on that Sunday coverage. We'll know then what we will be doing, and CFA Prime Time's got a great football game for you. Clemson, Georgia, right here on ESPN. Juden delivers up high. Gant, Bream, and Olsen up here in the second inning. Ron Gant, who's put up some more big numbers, especially with power, and 102 RBIs, fouls that one off. Gant right now behind only Howard Johnson and Matt Williams in homers, and he is 5th in RBIs. Howard Johnson on top, just one ahead of Will Clark in the RBI department. And he's going to the finish in prime style, isn't he? Inside by Juden. 2 balls, 1 strike. I'll tell you, they took a vote. They may have the best signs ever. That one is into left field for a base hit. Gant is on. Gonzalez up with it. The first hit of the ball game. Ron Gant gets it.
Well, he says you can't touch it. I don't even think you can see this ball. This is a fastball inside, going down, and Ronnie Gant hits the ball as hard as a man can hit it. Caminiti reacts, but see you later. We see the ball pass on the outfield grass before he even hits the ground.
He had that one timed perfectly. Now the leadoff man on here in the second inning, and here is Sid Bream. Juden facing left-handers this season. Coming into the game, lefties were 7 for 25. Right-handers against the big kid were 8 for 25. Remember, he's pitched only 13 innings coming into this season at the major league level. He started at Double-A where he was 6 and 3, and then proceeded on to Triple-A ball where he ended up going 3 and 2, and then came up the major league level to round out the season. Runner goes. Throw down by Biggio is not in time. One hopper.
Well, you just know Bobby Cox isn't going to waste any time. Every time a runner on first base with the scouting report on Juden, he's going. Ron Gant takes off. Pretty good jump, but it takes Juden so long to get the ball home. Good throw, although it short hops, it comes right up a foot above the bag. Didn't get a good jump, but it takes so long to get the ball there. Short hops, but really a perfect throw, only 2 feet above the bag, and he gets in there safely.
0-1 count on Sid Bream. Inside, 1-1. Ronnie Gant, tied for 9th in stolen bases in the league, is 34th. Stolen base of the season, has been caught 14 times. You see the major league average in stolen bases. He's a little better than that. No scored, nobody out. Bream will get the runner moved up. Bagwell will take it for the first out, and Gant moves over to third base. Bream being congratulated for getting the job done. Now we'll see if Olson can bring him home.
Watch how Sid Bream works with his top hand to turn this ball over. You see that? The ball's away. He uses the top hand to get the ball, the barrel about out in front, to make sure he pulls it on the ground to get the runner to third base. Great job.
Greg Olson will try and bring home the first run of the ball game here with 1 out. The Astros will move the corners in. First and third in. Short and second back. So Olson's got the advantage if he pulls the ball towards third. Outside by Juden, ball 1. So there you see it.
And in this defense, the runner at third base has to go on contact. Gant has great speed. You can't read the ball to see if it's by the third baseman or shortstop. With nobody, with 1 out, as soon as the ball is hit on the ground, he'll be coming.
And he's ahead on the count here. 2 balls and no strikes. Olson has been a better clutch hitter than in those situations where runners aren't in scoring position. Olson comes into the game with a .292 batting average with runners in scoring position. That's pretty darn good, considering, as you saw, the overall average being a good deal less. 2-0 count to him, and way outside by Juden. 3 balls, no strikes.
I shake my head, Gary, as you do too, about the inconsistency in the control. But again, another one of those situations is you just don't want to give up an easy run. If you walk Olson, you still set up a double play situation with Belliard. He doesn't want to give him a pitch right down the middle like that.
Fly ball to left field. It is deep. Warning track. Gonzalez will haul it in at the wall. Tagging up Gant. Braves lead 1-0.
Pitchers 3-1, first base open, right down the middle. They will not give you that pitch to hit. Almost a 2-run home run. Ronnie Gant knows it's deep enough. He can walk home if he wants to. But that's the situation where a veteran pitcher would have tried an off-speed pitch, something that looked like a fastball, like a changeup, hoping to get Olson to chase it.
Broken bat. Ground ball by Belliard. Cedeno commits the error. Cedeno just trying to rush that one a bit. Ron Gant scoring the run. RBI 44 for Olson.
Cedeno, a lot of great players, a lot of outstanding shortstops with ability make routine plays because they lose concentration. Look at him getting a little cute, double clutching with his glove. Routine play here. This is a concentration error. Nothing to do but catch it and throw it. He forgot to throw it.
Well, Steve Avery will try and help himself here. The pitcher up with 2 down and a runner on at first. A 1-0 lead. Ron Gant, by the way, leads the Braves in runs scored with 98, and he is 5th in the National League in runs scored. Avery is not a bad hitting pitcher, batting .227. He's had 20 hits, only 1 extra base hit, a double. And fouls that one off home plate, 0-2.
I'll tell you how good a pitcher he is. In high school, we mentioned him possibly being drafted number 2. He's hit .227 this season. He hit .535 his last year as a center fielder when he wasn't pitching. But he played baseball in John F. Kennedy High School in Massachusetts.
0-2, look out. Foul back into the full house. And the count will stay at 0-2 with 2 down. The Los Angeles Dodgers watching, waiting. They will play their game knowing whether they are a half game out or whether or not they've got a chance to have first place to themselves. So, Darrell, from the Tomahawkers in Atlanta, hi. And the pitch is away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, the straw man's one guy that won't be worried. We talked about the tremendous September that he's had. And I compare him right there with Willie Stargell as a guy that always comes through in the clutch. Tremendous teammate to play with, and it's been a pleasure to watch him get hot late in the year.
You know, I don't think a lot of people realize, because it was a common knock on Darryl Strawberry throughout his career, late in the season, his whole career is marked by incredible finishes, which were always pennant chase finishes with the New York Mets. He has been a tremendous clutch ball player.
He has, Gary. I had soon see him at bat in a clutch situation as anybody I ever played with.
You'll see him later tonight. Avery, the ground ball to short. Cedeno, a chance to regroup, commits his second error. The 22-year-old shortstop is talking to himself.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you try to be too cute. Usually you get out of that in the minor leagues. A lot of the Latin players do it, but he flips the ball and loses it. Instead of bringing the ball up into your glove, what you do is you reach into the glove and get your hands on the ball, preferably across seam, and throw it. He is actually trying to grip the glove, the ball, as he's bringing his glove up.
There you see the total on the errors on the season for Cedeno, who's playing in his 65th game, and that keeps the heat on Jeff Juden. The pitcher should have been out of this. 2 consecutive errors on ground balls by Belliard and Avery with 2 down have put runners on at first and second, and Lonnie Smith, who grounded out his first time up, has a chance to capitalize on Houston mistakes. Breaking ball misses, 2 balls and no strikes. The Houston Astros have now committed 155 errors this season. They have the worst fielding percentage in the National League. Juden with a 2-0 delivery. Fouled off by Lonnie Smith. Jimmy Williams, third base coach, getting out of the way. And the count goes to 2-1. They do not want to embarrass themselves in this series on national television. They want the world to know this young ball club's all right. You'd like 2 ground balls back, please. 2 down, the 2-1 delivery. In high, 3-1 on Smith.
Well, believe it or not, here we are in the 2nd inning. And Avery was the first hitter that Jeff Juden had been ahead of in the count all night long. 21 balls, 20 strikes, all over the strike zone.
3-1 here, and that's going to be a base hit to left field. Gonzalez moving in, making the turn. Belliard, throw coming to the plate, not in time. 2-0 Braves.
when he does throw a strike, it's right down the middle. This pitch right down the middle to Lonnie Smith. All over the strike zone, wild. Then when he throws a strike, it's right down the middle, not located. That usually is an indication of trying to take something off the pitch in order to get it in the strike zone.
That'll be an unearned run as Rafael Belliard crossed the plate. Art Howe, the skipper's gone out to talk to Juden, who should have been out of this inning. The 2 errors by Cedeno that kept it alive. He just wants to settle the kid down now. Credit Lonnie Smith with yet another RBI, 43 on the season. And a 2-0 lead.
There's a lot of things that make good teams.
That's the second half of our doubleheader. You'll see it live. The Dodgers and Giants coming up next.
Gary, a lot of things make good teams. Creating runs, as the Braves did with a base hit, hitting the runner behind the runner. Going to sacrifice fly. Another thing that great teams do is capitalize on mistakes. And that's what the Braves did. 2 errors with 2 outs. Big base hit by Lonnie Smith.
Lemke had the walk his first time up. 2 runs, couple of hits. That is foul outside of first. Let us recognize the umpires working this big series. Frank Pulley will be behind the plate. Charlie Williams at first. Randy Marsh at second base. And one of my favorites, Harry Wendelstadt, crew chief, is at third. Bobby Cox. He is a calm, cool, collected, really nice gentleman. But let me tell you, the last couple of weeks, his heart has been racing in these games.
You're inhuman if you're calm, cool, and collected now.
This is what it's all about, boy. And he, of course, an architect both as the manager and before that as the general manager upstairs before moving back down into the dugout.
The key is controlling those emotions, because you feel pressure, you feel excitement, you feel nervousness of being able to perform under that situation.
Ooh, they got away with one there. The Astros did. Cedeno had moved over to second base on a pickoff throw, and he was standing on the bag when Juden delivered the ball to the plate. There was no one in the shortstop hole. You're seeing the kind of things that happen to young ball clubs. He's made 2 errors. Something got screwed up on the signs on the pickoff throw. Juden kept right on delivering. See Cedeno working in behind the runner at second base, Avery. Lemke thinks about it, lets it go, and the count's full. Full count. 2 down, 2 on. Pendleton hoping for a chance.
But by the way that the Astros defense are playing, they're going to have to throw Lemke something inside, because everybody is pulled around to right field.
Runners go down to first. Bagwell. He had a little jitter on that one as well as the ball came up on him. You learn a lot under this kind of pressure, don't you? 2 runs in. Andujar Cedeno, one of those runs unearned.
Well, here's the first here. Just a routine ground ball. He gets in front of it, plays it well, but watch him flip his glove. And when he flips his glove, he loses the ball. You're taught to take the ball out of the glove. Leave the glove alone. Again, flips the glove, never has it in his hands, and neither one of those were rushed plays. He had plenty of time to get the ball and make the throw.
2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on for the Braves in that second inning. Remember Cedeno. In this game of baseball, you usually get a chance to regroup, and your opportunity comes usually in this game to do damage later on when those kinds of things happen. We'll see. Here's Jeff Juden. Pitcher, followed by Finley and Biggio for the Astros. Takes the strike from Avery. 1 ball, 1 strike. This kid is huge.
He's huge. God, but he's not fat. He is just as solid as a rock. Huge quads.
6'7", 245, and as pitchers and pitching coaches will tell you, for these big guys, trying to find a release point consistently can really be a problem.
Well, that's so important, and try to get everything in sync and have timing so that he lets it all go at once.
He's gone. Strikeout for Avery is second. Avery has walked one and struck out two, one away in the third inning. Leadoff batter Finley coming up. For Avery this season, 8-5 at home. ERA of 3.87 here. On the road, he's 9-3. An ERA of 3.01. He's third in wins in the National League with that 17-8 mark. Opposition hitting 245 off him. Left-handers just 185. Right-handers 260. He's got one away here. Finley reached on an error, thinks about bunting, takes it inside, ball one. And Finley does go around in the off-speed curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Finley just a tremendous defensive ball player, and the numbers for him offensively this season, batting at 287, a good deal better than anyone thought they would get at this point in time from Finley. Takes it up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sometimes you get on a young team like this and you just feel as though you've got an opportunity to show what you got. And that's what's kind of happened to Finley. He knew if he played well, he was going to have an outfield position that would be his, probably center. So some real incentive to work for, and he has. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And as a great leadoff hitter does, 3-1, takes a pitch, fastball right down the middle, just trying to find a way to get on base.
Finley with a 254 Major League batting average coming into this season. Had been with the Baltimore Orioles in '89. He played in 81 games for the Orioles that season. That was his only other Major League year. And then the Orioles in '90, where he hit 256 in 142 games. And now in the Houston Astros uniform, involved in the Harnish Schilling deal. And Avery's got 2 strikeouts in the inning. 3 on the game. 2 down. Craig Biggio.
The Astros have put together a lineup. You see Biggio and Bagwell there behind Finley. Bagwell is the key to this lineup with the most power. Biggio moved in front of him. They've moved Caminiti to batting fourth to protect Bagwell because they try to pitch around him, especially left-handed pitchers. They inserted Ortiz in the lineup tonight. Moved Gonzalez, who's a left-handed hitter, down to try to protect Bagwell. The Braves have a philosophy. They try to not let one guy beat them. Bagwell is the guy that they don't want to beat them.
Craig Biggio with a 280 batting average against left-handers. Puts that one out to left center field. Smith and Gant. Gant, the center fielder, will haul it in, and that will do it. So 1, 2, 3 inning for Steve Avery, including a couple of strikeouts and a 2-0 lead.
Red 28! Like that!
You've never heard anything like it.
You hear it?
It's the video that speaks for itself.
This ain't a tennis match!
In a language that's all its own. Call this toll-free number now and find out what everyone is talking about in this fascinating video, The Hidden NFL. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated, the best way to capture all the drama of sports.
This is the NFL, which stands for not for long when you make them...
Hidden mics and hidden cameras let you in on the NFL secrets in this fascinating video that you'll watch again and again.
Who's in charge of replay?
Call now to subscribe or renew for a full year. 55 issues, including the swimsuit issue. Only 99 cents an issue. Save over 65% off the cover price. The free video and a year of SR. Great gifts for the sports fans on your Christmas list. For faster delivery, use your credit card. Call now for your free video and to enjoy all the excitement of sports every week with Sports Illustrated.
Atlanta leading by a score of 2-0. Both these pitchers having to earn it, though, thus far. The top seniors of golf will be playing for $1.5 million in prize money. The Senior PGA Tour Vantage Championship. Some of your favorite legends of golf are going to be there, and you will have live second-round coverage right here on ESPN. Tomorrow at 4:30, Jim Dent, Al Kelly are leading right now at 5 under. You'll see Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, and Chichi Rodriguez among other seniors playing right here on ESPN. You gotta love it. The tomahawk chop. First of our Friday night doubleheader. Gary Thorne, Ray Knight, about 50,000 fans, and all of you. Great to have you with us here on this tremendous weekend of baseball. Fouled off by Pendleton. The one race left to go. The National League West. Dodgers and Atlanta tied for first. Second game tonight right here on ESPN will be the Dodgers and the Giants from Candlestick Park as they open up their 3-game series. Ramon Martinez and Bud Black will be on the mound. Jeff Juden inside the Pendleton. In fact, almost had him dancing on that one. Pendleton grounded out his first time up. Juden's given up a couple of home runs in the 13 innings he had pitched coming into tonight's start. Just the third in his major league career. Gary Pendleton can hit him. He's got 21. Fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Gary, I think Terry Pendleton, without a doubt, is a National League MVP. If you think about what he's done, he's leading the league in average. He's first in hits, 8th in runs, 7th in doubles, 6th in triples, 4th in slugging percentage, and 1st in total bases. In 7 categories, he's in the top 7.
And the 20-year-old strikes him out.
Well, that happens.
That's going to happen.
This
right?
happens.
There's the second strikeout for Jeff Juden. Avery has 3, including 2 that he picked up in the 3rd inning. He's the senior pitcher tonight at 21. 1 down here in the 3rd inning, and Dave Justice, who was the strikeout victim in the 1st, stands in. With Dave Justice out for part of the season, Sid Bream out for part of it, and they were out together. The Braves just kept on rolling. That could have been a portion of the season where they would falter. They didn't. They ended up going 39-26 without Bream and Justice. Mitchell and Hunter filling in that role, making themselves all the more valuable to the ball club by getting all that playing time in. They're now on the bench, which gives the Atlanta Braves a tremendous bench. Deion Sanders is there too, closest to you. Football practice today, back in uniform tonight. And he's loving every minute of it. 2-0 count. 17,000 to steal 2 bases. I'd be smiling too. 2 ball, 1 strikeout.
But I don't see those. I don't see how those guys do it. You talk about guys playing 2 sports. 1 season of baseball, 8 months, just wears you flat out mentally. You know you get tired physically, but concentration day in and day out, it just kills you. I used to go to the woods. First day I'd get home, go deer hunting, sit out there before daylight. I just want to get lost from everything and everybody because it's such a strain on you mentally.
He's just loving it. Justice is on. That is the second walk given up by Juden, so with 1 away, Justice is on with Ron Gant coming to the plate. Juden's getting as many visits as a patient from the old doctor who made house calls. Everybody out there to try and keep the kids settled up. There's Ron Gant, who singled and scored in the 2nd.
And I just don't think very many people realize how great a talent this young man is. They're the elite company, back-to-back 30-30 seasons. Willie Mays, Bobby Bonds, and then last year and this year, Ronnie Gant.
Ball is thrown away, and that's a long way to go get it. Justice on his way to 3rd. Bagwell chases it down and gets it back in, and another error. This is what Art Howe feared most, that his ball club would come in and make these kinds of mistakes. Juden, the throwing error.
Well, he just swirls around and gets the ball back into the runner. I played 2 years of first base. The toughest play to try to make is a ball that moves away from you with an incoming runner. You just can't get there because the runner gets between you and the baseball.
Now the infield is drawn in with Justice at 3rd. A 2-0 Braves lead, and Gant, that is not deep. Ortiz, a long way to go and right, will not get it. Fair ball. Gant's going to 2nd, an RBI double. Justice scores. 3-0 Braves. is off to a big night for the Atlanta Braves in his first 2 at-bats. He's got 103 RBIs now.
Juden makes a good pitch, jams him inside with a fastball. But again, Braves taking advantage of a situation, an error, 2-base error. And there's just not a thing that Ortiz can do about it. Just that's where they get them where they ain't.
Sid Bream, strike 1.
And, you know, I've seen Terry Pendleton do the same thing 8-10 times this year down the left field line. It just seems that every time the Braves have gotten themselves in a position with a runner on second or third, they've gotten what we call a chink base hit. They somehow get that runner home.
Taking advantage of opportunities given to you. Inside to Bream, 1-1 with Gant's double. That's 35 on the season. He now is 4th in the league in 2 baggers. Sid Bream batting at .252 as a runner in scoring position at second base in Ron Gant. Juden's delivery off speed to left field. Gonzalez back over his head. Has it. He got turned around, but he got it lined up. He did a 360 for us right there. Bream retired on the fly ball to Luis Gonzalez. 2 down.
Gonzalez turns the wrong way and then backpedals all the way to the warning track. You're right, Gary. A lot of these guys just looking down this roster. Finley, 26. Biggio, 25. 24, Bagwell. 23, Gonzalez. 21, Cedeno. They're learning to play baseball in the major leagues.
And they're going to learn a lot about it playing here in this 3-game series. Juden, the off-speed pitch inside to Olson. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Olson had an RBI and a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Big numbers, batting .243 overall. Bobby Cox, it's funny to talk with him about Olson. All the stories saying, look, he's caught all these games the last 2 months. The kid's got to be getting tired. You can't get him out of there. Cox says, you got to be kidding me. Says, I couldn't get him out of there if I wanted to. He's not tired. He spent 10 years in minor league baseball. He's in a pennant race. The only place he wants to be is in a squat position behind home plate. And he's right. Olson just smiles back. Cox was right. He said nobody's ever been tired in a pennant race.
That's true, and I don't know how to explain it. You get tired after the game, but come about 5 o'clock, 5:30, when you put on a uniform and start taking ground balls, you always feel like you're about 15.
3-0 lead for Atlanta. Trying to add to it. And Olson trying to take us out. I'm glad I'm short. Is that ball scuffed?
Yeah, I got it. I'm checking to see if it's scuffed. Donnie Sutton's right over here next to me. I know.
You better throw that ball out or they're going to boo us all night long. Throw that ball out.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Throw it out where?
Give it to one of the fans. Attaboy. You don't do this, we'll get tomahawk chopped. Here's the 1-2. Right center field and deep. Finley, the center fielder, wants it and hauls it in. Olson retired on the fly ball, but another run in and a Ray Knight catch and the ball delivered back. All in 1 inning. With us, first half of our doubleheader. There you see the line over 3. The Braves are up, and 2 of the 3 runs are unearned. Steve Avery ready to go to work. Bagwell, did he go? No. Ball 1. Charlie Williams making the call at first base. So the run in that 3rd inning unearned. They call it earned? Marty, you're just on top of all this. So I take it back. 1 unearned run. For Avery, he has walked 1 and struck out 3. Bagwell. Flied out to center field his first time up. Jeff Bagwell batting at .294. Down to third base, Terry Pendleton. He's a little trouble. Gets it out of the glove. 1 away. They have worked tremendously hard in this field. A lot of footballs being played here now by colleges and by the pro Falcons.
We see Terry, the field becomes soft and chopped up, and he almost comes up on this baseball. As happened throughout the season with the hot weather, the field was more firm. The ball had a tendency to bounce up. Now you see they've watered it down. They've chopped up this turf a little bit. Right there in the end zone, the ball has a tendency to lay down.
If you look right behind the mound, you can see the near sideline of the football field, and the grass is really worn right behind the pitcher's mound. That's where the bench is on the near side. The football field runs here from left field to right field, and they were worried about how it would get chopped up at the end of the season. The crew, though, has done a great job with it. Ken Caminiti, batting .254 on the season, fouls that one off outside of third base, and the count is 1-1, one away, 3-0 Atlanta.
Gary, just on that point, it's very difficult after you've taken ground balls, 81 home games, and you take 40, 50, sometimes 100 ground balls a day over the course of the season. Then you learn exactly what the field is going to do. If the overspin ball bounces up, if the ball hits, it scoots, and then all of a sudden the field changes in 1 week, and there's no way mentally that you can believe that those balls will stay down.
Down to third, that'll be a foul ball. Count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great credit to the grounds crew here. The Atlanta Braves players themselves have said what used to be referred to as the rock pile, this field, is now maybe the best in the league. They think this ball field, the infield in particular, which they dug up and totally redid, is just an outstanding infield to play on. A great compliment to the crew here. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Caminiti. 12 homers, 79 RBIs, career highs for Caminiti, the 28-year-old. And the count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. A solid third baseman. 3-2 delivery by Avery is taken deep down the left field line. Will it stay fair? No, a foul ball. It had some legs. Avery's given up 20 home runs this season. Most of them have been solo shots.
Caminiti, as we've mentioned, much better right-handed hitter, very quick inside. Left-handed, he has a hole right around his knees inside, but right-handed, he seems to have real good plate coverage and deadly on the fastball middle end.
8 home runs right-handed and 4 left. 3-2, and he's gone. Frank Pulley sits him down. Avery's got his 4th strikeout, 2 away in the 4th inning. So Avery now 136 strikeouts in 205 innings worked.
Well, he came inside with the fastball. Look at the give. Then he goes right away with a perfect pitch away. He shows the inside. And remember, I've said this 100 times. You throw a guy in off the plate, that ball's in off the plate. The only way you hit it solid is get the bat barrel out. You hit a lot of them foul. Then he sets him up inside, goes away with a changeup, and he's out of there.
Javier Ortiz with 2 down and nobody on. The Braves leading 3-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. He took the first pitch down low. Ball 1 to him. Avery showing a usual kind of game pitched by him. Very tough to get to. There's another kid who learned at the major league level last year. Made 20 starts, went 3-11, 5.64 earned run average. Turns right around to 17-8 and a 3.43 ERA this year. 1-1 high to shallow center. Gant. He's got it. That's 10 in a row now retired by left-hander Avery.
Julio Franco of the Texas Rangers trying to become the first member of that team ever to win a batting title tonight against Dave Stewart. And Franco goes to center field, off the wall for a double. Now hitting .341. The guys chasing him. Wade Boggs is not playing. Willie Randolph 0 for 1. Gary and Ray.
John, thank you. And a pretty good chance at it for Franco. Boggs not feeling very well, following him at .332 along with Willie Randolph. Here, a 3-0 lead for the Atlanta Braves. A couple of errors have been committed, 3 errors, in fact, by the Astros that have really hurt them in this game. Jeff Juden, a couple of walks, and 2 strikeouts. Juden working here against Belliard, Avery, and then Smith due up. will probably be part of the starting rotation next season for this Houston team. A lot of positions, pitching staff to be filled. The one big problem Houston's had this season has been the bullpen. They simply have gotten nothing out of it. Their bullpens had only 36 out of 59 save opportunities. They have lost in one-run ball games this season 28. They're 19 and 28 in one-run games, 7 and 13 in extra inning games. Foul back again. And I thought the biggest number of all in this ball club is what's happened to them in late inning games. They have lost 33 games in which they have had the lead going into the 7th inning. That just doesn't happen in Major League Baseball, but it has happened to the Astros this season. Any kind of a bullpen, and they could have had a lot more wins. Cedeno, another chance. Ooh, got it. Charlie Williams.
Gary, watch out Cedeno, how quickly he catches this ball and gets rid of it. A lot of times when a shortstop or any other infielder has to think, it's when they get in trouble. But watch, he makes a play, gets up, makes a good strong throw. Bagwell stretches out. But both plays that he had plenty of time on, he messed them up. When he has to get to a ball, not think about it, he seems to be outstanding. And I think that's what the scouts are talking about. His ability, his range, his throwing arm makes him rate as an outstanding shortstop, although 14 errors in 60 ball games doesn't sound like a great shortstop to me.
No. Again, some work to do on the mechanics at short. Steve Avery. 2-0 count on him. Juden's pitch is a strike call. 2-1, one away. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Braves leading 3-0. They got a couple of runs, one unearned in the 3rd inning. RBI picked up by Olson in that inning. That one is chopped to second base. Casey Candell over to Jeff Bagwell. 2 away. Avery's retired. Don't forget, if the Dodgers and Braves are tied, there will be a playoff game on Monday. Dodger Stadium, 10:30. We will have it for you right here on ESPN if that game is necessary Monday night. John Miller, Joe Morgan will be there, and at 10 o'clock there'll be a special edition of Baseball Tonight. So if necessary, Monday, ESPN for the playoff game, Braves and Dodgers. Game at 10:30 and a preview show at 10 on Baseball Tonight. There's a 40% chance of rain here tomorrow. You don't think that's got CBS? Swung on and missed by Lonnie Smith. The contingency is, if a game happens to get rained out in this series, they would play it on Monday and move the playoff game to Tuesday. But don't even worry about that. Just remember right now, the playoff game would be Monday, and we'll have it 10:30 Monday night. Lonnie Smith fouls it off. Some great numbers on Lonnie Smith today. Since coming on, taking the place of Otis Nixon, his on-base percentage is almost exactly the same as Nixon had when he was playing. Cedeno. He does not cough it up here. 3 ground ball outs. Lonnie Smith's retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Jeff Juden. 3-0 lead for Atlanta. Avery ready to go to work. Astros first ball grounded to Breen. Luis Gonzalez is retired. 11 in a row retired by Steve Avery. 1 away in the top half of the 5th inning. He's getting it done in a hurry right now and getting his ground ball outs.
Well, there you go. The 30 in the 1st inning certainly settled down. Major league pitcher averages about 13 an inning. He started to do that 2nd, 3rd, 4th inning. 69 pitches, not a bad total.
Avery with 1 down and nobody on. And Cedeno lined out to short his first time up. 3 hits in his last 20 at-bats. 242 on the season. The Braves with a victory here tonight will be their 7th in a row and equal their longest win streak of the season. That one hurt Olson. Like it caught him on the catching glove arm. He's just trying to make sure there's still blood flowing in there.
Well, this is very tough. You see I don't know, where did it hit him?
The bat.
The bat hit him on the backswing. I'm looking at the ball. The bat hit him on the backswing. Ouch.
Right on the back of the hand. 1 ball, 2 strike count. No catcher's interference on that. 1-2, 1 away. Avery. That was a golf tee shot right there. Scooped that one right up off the inside of the batter's box. Count stays at 1-2.
And Artie Howe certainly thinking about trying to win this ball game. Xavier Hernandez warming up. If there's anybody that gets on base, we've seen the last of Mr. Juden.
If you walk this guy, you got to earn it. That's the way he swings. He has struck out 73 times and drawn 8 walks. Avery gets his 5th strikeout of the game, 2 down.
Just another perfect pitch. That little changeup down and away never even was in the strike zone. And that's what you just call coming off the bench, swinging at anything you see.
He's got it running right now. 3-0 lead for him. Casey Candell to second base, played by Lemke, and right now it's all Steve Avery. He retires the side in order. There hasn't been a Houston base runner since the 1st inning. Yes, indeedy. Deja vu, 82. Los Angeles Dodgers and these 2 clubs have really gone at it. Dodgers and Giants are going to go at it tonight. You will see it right here on ESPN. That's a live shot, what there was of it. As Ramon Martinez is going to be on the mound tonight for the Dodgers. Boy, there are some great banners around, aren't there? Center field. Finley backing up on it. Hauls it in, and Mark Lemke is retired. Lemke's 0 for 2 and a walk, 1 away here in the 5th inning. Terry Penelon will be coming to the plate. Atlanta Braves 46-32 at home, 46-35 on the road. Ball club that lost 97 games last year is going after their 93rd win of the season, which would tie the team record for the Atlanta Braves of 93 wins if they get it here tonight. And yet even that is not going to be enough to win the National League Western Division title. It's going to take at least 94. Terry Penelon. Long fly ball. Deep right field. Goodbye. Home run.
Jumps all over a fastball up in the strike zone, moving a little bit away from him, but right out there on the bat barrel and just killed it. Most home runs he's ever hit in his career, 13, playing in St. Louis. Now he has 22. Again, look at this pitch. Fastball right down the middle, out over the plate. He just starts looking at it. You know, if you get it up in the air, hit the launching pad, it's history.
Justice on the pop-up in foul territory. Great catch by Caminiti. Wow. Right there with Willie Mays on that one. The Astros third baseman over the shoulder in this deep foul territory here at Fulton County Stadium retires Justice 2 down.
Well, this is a very tough play. You run along with the ball and try to get it very close to your body and somehow corral it in there, but he cannot get it there. Makes a great play just like a receiver. Right from the back, makes that last adjustment. Great eye-hand coordination right there, boy.
Oof. So there are 2 down. Ron Gant single, doubled, scored a run, and has an RBI. 22 home runs for Templeton, the league's leading hitter and 3rd in slugging coming into the game. has given the Braves a 4-0 lead. Your MVP of the National League. He's going to make it tough not to vote for him.
Well, he's hit 408 in his last 59 at bats. He's done everything in the world he could defensively. Already mentioned that in 7 offensive categories, he's in the top 6. Done a tremendous job with this club, probably more importantly off the field as a leader and an influence.
2 down, nobody on here. Pendleton 85 RBIs in the year now. Juden works it inside and gives the walk to Gant. And he's on base for the 3rd time in 3 plate appearances. 3 walks given up by Jeff Juden. Runner on here in the 5th inning with a 2 down. Juden has now given up 3 major league home runs in 18 innings work this season. The Braves, getting the great pitching from Avery, have staked him now to a 4-0 lead. Sid Bream with the 0 for 2, batting at .251. Wants to hold him at first base. A very good chance that Gant may be taking off with 2 down here. Gant has already picked up his 34th stolen base of the season. That came in the 2nd inning when he got himself in scoring position and did score. And they thought he might be going there on the pitch out, ball 1.
I guarantee you he's going to pitch a pitch. There's no way in the world that Gant is going to stay on first base right now. He wants to break this game open, somehow get to second base. If he can pitch a pitch, he's going to pick a pitch. He is gone.
1-0 count. And he fakes the go, takes the strike. Biggio this season has thrown out base runners at a 24% rate. Major league average is 30. But as we have mentioned throughout this game, these young pitchers have had a hard time giving their catcher a chance to throw people out because they don't get the ball to the plate in a hurry. 1-1 the count. There goes Gant. Pitch out again. Biggio makes the throw, and he got him. So they had that one. Gant is 1 for 2 in stealing bases. Terry Pendleton, the home run, 4-0.
Some people think he's a Superman. But when a 44-year-old has to throw 75 fastballs, even Nolan Ryan's muscles can ache. So after the game, it's the medicine doctors recommend most for sprains and strains, Advil.
For me, it's a couple of Advil, and those muscle aches are long gone. And Advil's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Today, it isn't aspirin or Tylenol acetaminophen. It's Advil.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
With the Braves leading by a score of 4-0, they have knocked the young starter, Jeff Juden, out of there as he works 5 innings. He was scheduled to lead off here in the 6th. This is Gary Cooper. He's got a tough reputation to live up to. He played AAA ball this season. He comes up as the pinch hitter. First pitch popped up first base. Bream banking up on it. Makes the catch. And Cooper's retired, and there's one away here in the 6th inning. Steve Avery is mowing him down right now for the Braves. Well.
And let's see a lot of zeros on that thing.
I sure do. And he's doing it in a hurry. He started out throwing all those pitches in the 1st inning, but since then, there's been a lot of first ball hitting. Steve Finley reached on an error in the 1st inning, called out on strikes. Avery has picked up 5 strikeouts in the game and has walked only 1. He's now retired 14 Astros in a row. 2 were left on in the 1st inning by Houston. They got on via the error and the walk. Finley makes that pitch away by Avery. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Gary, he's doing exactly what a 31-year-old veteran would do. He has a 4-run lead. He comes right at guys, gets ahead of them with the first pitch, and then he goes to work and do anything he wants to with them. Breaking ball. But the key is he is getting ahead of every hitter with a fastball, a quality fastball located, 0-1. Then he can go to the changeup, the breaking ball. Now he's 0-2. He can do a lot of things with Finley.
Finley had come in with a hot bat. That one to left field. Lonnie Smith moves over, hauls it in, 2 down. a great job he's done with Otis Nixon out. He's taken over in left field, played defensively well. He's always had a bad knock of not being a good defensive player, but he's gotten the job done the second half of this season for him. And at the plate, that leadoff spot, he's been outstanding. 2 down, nobody on. Craig Biggio. 4-0 lead for the Atlanta Braves. Their 4 runs picked up on 4 hits. And that's Terry Pendleton. Another 1-2-3 inning. It took him only 6 pitches protecting that 4-0 lead and all those zeros.
We interrupt this program for a Budweiser news update.
Catch Huey Lewis in the News Hard and Play Tour, brought to you by the King of Beers.
Arnie, Lee, Chi-Chi, and the top senior guns have something to shoot for. $1.5 million at the Vantage Championship. The action continues Saturday and Sunday on ESPN.
There you see the live shot, Candlestick Park, San Francisco, where you will see the second game of our Friday night doubleheader. The Dodgers taking batting practice right now, getting set to take on the San Francisco Giants. It'll be Martinez, Ramon 17 and 12, Bud Black going for the Giants 11 and 16. And the Dodgers are watching the scoreboard.
Lasorda's chances. I couldn't read it. Are getting slim fast.
Well, I'll tell you, we got some copywriters around here who don't know it. There will be a fireworks display going on. Those folks you saw there are those who are operating on the fireworks. You see right on their backs there. They'll be putting on the show after the game tonight. It was supposed to be tomorrow night, but since it's not a night game tomorrow, they're going to do it tonight. So this crowd gets the game and the extra fireworks. Sid Bream lead it off here, and Hernandez has come on for Jeff Juden. Gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, working the 5 innings. Xavier Hernandez, part of that bullpen that has struggled mightily. See that ERA.
Just 25 years old, though, Gary. Good fastball that sinks away, split finger and a slider. But again, every time you look at one of these players, they're 26, 25, a lot of them 22, 21. So Bill Woods has gone the route of trying to develop in the organization, and a lot of developing is happening in the big league.
The center field in front of Finley. Base hit. Leadoff single for Bream. He's 1 for 3 now. That'll be hit number 5 for the Atlanta Braves. Jeff Juden, 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gave up the home run. Terry Pendleton's 22nd of the year. Well, Hernandez trying to hold this lead to 4-0 here in this first game of Major League Baseball's final weekend of the regular season. And here is Olson. The RBI sacrifice fly came in the second inning. 0 for 1 officially. 242 average, 44 RBIs now. Infield looking for the double play. Slowly hit ball. Cedeno 1. Candel. They got the double play. Olson without speed. First ball hitting into the double play. So Bream taken out on the lead, and Olson on the second half of it. 2 down. Just a sea of folks on hand here in Atlanta. 10 years they have waited for a ball club to be in the chase. And nobody but nobody at the beginning of the year expected this club would be here. They are. Rafael Belliot has reached on an error. 0 for 2. He scored a run. And he hits that one off home plate. Hernandez knows he's got to hurry. Doesn't get it in time. Nothing he can do about it. Base hit for Belliot. Steve Avery is going to get a hand as he'll be coming to the plate with the runner on at first base and 2 down.
Good sinker, and what happens with a lot of sinkers, you chop them right into the ground, swinging over the top of the ball. The ball goes up about 45, 50 feet in the air. Belliard possessed for a little better than average major league speed, just beats the throw by half a step.
Hernandez catches the outside corner on Avery. Strike one. Atlanta Braves are 11-4 against the Houston Astros. They have won 8 in a row against Houston coming into this game tonight.
Gary, excuse me, I think it's big the Belliard gets on base there to go ahead and get Avery up to the plate here in the 6th inning. It'll be his last at bat. Most probably he's prepared to hit. If they had made an out, he'd had to come back in and do it again, get it out of the way, and worry about pitching.
Reaching for that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves are leading here 4-0. Steve Avery going after win number 18 here tonight. His teammate Tommy Glavine, 20-game winner against Cincinnati, getting number 20 on Wednesday. And he's gone. So Hernandez does get the strikeout. No runs, a couple of hits, 1 left on. Steve Avery's been in charge of this ball game thus far. The Astros have not been able to get to him. I want to welcome those of you watching the Milwaukee-Boston game. Gary Thorne, Ray Knight here at Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, where the Atlanta Braves have a 4-0 lead, and Steve Avery has got zeros up on the board. The Houston Astros have not had a base runner since the 1st inning when they left 2 on. One reached on an error, the other reached on a walk. Since then, Avery's been mowing people down, retiring the side in order. Bagwell up, broken bat ground ball to second base. Mark Lemke. In a hurry, he got him. Bagwell's retired. He's 0 for 3, and there's 1 down in the 7th. Atlanta Braves have picked up 4 runs, a couple in the 2nd inning. Smith had an RBI single, Olsen a sacrifice fly. Terry Pendleton had his 22nd home run. That came in the 5th inning of this ball game. The other RBI went to Ron Gant on a double. The Braves and Dodgers, of course, tied for first in the National League Western Division pennant race. They are going at it in the final 3 games. Line drive hauled in off the bat of Ken Caminiti by Rafael Belliard. 2 down. Two down, bases empty. Ortiz coming to the plate. The storyline tonight. With the Braves up 4-0. Avery is throwing the no-hitter through 6 2/3. Terry Pendleton leading the league with that .319 average and picking up the home run here tonight. 3 errors committed by the Astros. 2 of them in the 2nd inning on the shortstop. Cedeno accounting for 1 unearned run of the 4 up there by the Braves. 2 down and nobody on. Ortiz takes the pitch down low for a ball.
It'll be interesting to see now that we know that Avery has a no-hitter going, which we've known for quite a while, but didn't say anything about it. If he changes, he's always gone to the fastball the last 4 innings to get ahead of the hitters. Right there, he started Ortiz off with a breaking ball.
Javier Ortiz batting .260 on the season, up high by Avery. 2 balls, no strikes.
Gary, you know those games that you play when you go play the AAA ball club and that's affiliated with your parent club, and on the bus they say, hey guys, swing at everything, and then the opposition says, let's throw strikes. That's what this reminds me of. Avery trying to throw strikes on every pitch, and the Astros going up there almost like they're trying to get the game over in a hurry.
Probably a lot of that youth we've talked about, part of that. Kids are just over anxious, and now they're really getting worried. They made 3 errors, and now they're getting no hit here.
And 2, when a guy establishes that he is going to throw a strike at the first pitch, that may be the best pitch you're going to see when he has a command at Steve Avery, and they go up there swinging at the first thing that looks good.
He's walked 1, struck out 5 here tonight. Fastball strike is in on Ortiz, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike.
Still throwing 93 miles an hour. Last pitch, 93 miles an hour.
18 in a row retired by Avery. And that'll be just the second walk. And just the third base runner for the Astros tonight. It comes with 2 down here in the 7th inning. Victory by the Braves here, and they will put the heat on the Dodgers, who are getting set to play Candlestick Park against the Giants in the second half of our ESPN Friday night doubleheader. First place on the line, 159 games played. It'll be decided maybe in the final 3 or maybe a playoff game on Monday. There is one. We'll have it at 10:30 from Dodger Stadium right here on ESPN if a playoff game is needed. 2 down, runner at first base, Luis Gonzalez, 0 for 2, is grounded out twice. Fastball right by him.
Well, there's only one man tonight that has hit his fastball hard, and that's been Caminiti. He hit the ball foul for a home run, and then well, it wasn't for a home run. He hit the ball foul out of the ballpark, and then he hits a bullet to belly yard at shortstop. Everybody else been tardy on the fastball. Ken Caminiti right there next to Biggio.
It's gotten tougher as it's gone along. That's what Avery's done. 0-2 to Gonzalez. Just missed up high. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Gary Thorne, Ray Knight with you. Fulton County Stadium sold out for all 3 games. The Astros and the Braves, with the Atlanta fans hoping their team can do the undoable. Go from the bottom last year to the top this year. Twins have already done it. And there's the first hit of the game. Gonzalez down the line. Great stop made by Smith. Into third base. And down to second goes Gonzalez. So the no-hitter lost. The fans, though, up to applaud Avery. He had it for 6 2/3 innings. And Gonzalez gets his first hit ever off Avery. He came to that at bat 0 for 13. He gets the double.
Well, he went away, and then away one time too many, 1 and 2. We mentioned Gonzalez trying to hit the ball the other way. He'd been trying to pull the ball too much. There he did it picture perfectly.
Ray, we mentioned earlier there's always a chance at redemption in this game. Well, here it is. Andujar Cedeno, who's committed 2 errors with 2 on, grounds it down. He won't get redemption on that at bat. No runs, a double, 2 left on in scoring position. 7th inning stretch from Atlanta, 4-0 Braves.
Enjoy baseball memories throughout the years at home by ordering today your copy of the 1991 World Series Souvenir Scorebook. Packed with more than 100 pages of features, historical facts, and photos of the Fall Classic, this program is truly a collector's item. Get your souvenir scorebook by sending $7.50 and check or money order to World Series Program, Box 91, Trenton, New Jersey, 08651. That's Box 91, Trenton, New Jersey, 08651. Be sure to include your return address.
The preceding message was furnished by Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they've got it here. Great thing for baseball to have the Braves in it. Los Angeles Dodgers don't think so? Well, they really do. They know how great this is for the city, and to have a club like Atlanta have this kind of year. It ain't over yet, though. 4-0 lead for the Braves. Bottom half of the 7th inning. The tomahawk chop going on. Fly ball to left. Gonzalez started back, will move in, makes the catch. 1 away as Lonnie Smith's retired here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Lemke and Pendleton will follow here. Xavier Hernandez on in relief of Jeff Juden. Astros could be suffering their 96th loss of the season here tonight. They have gone 30-48 after the All-Star break. Worst road record in the league. 27-51. One of the reasons the Astros have struggled on the road, according to Art Howe, they have a fly ball hitting pitching staff, and in the Astrodome you can get away with fly balls. In other ballparks, those fly balls end up 4 or 5 rows deep. 0-2. Genuinely good guy.
Oh, he's one of the best. Teammate of mine there in Houston for 3 years. Just well respected, one of the truly good men in baseball.
Hernandez has got to get there to cover. Takes the flip from Bagwell, and Lemke is retired. He's 0 for 3, and there are 2 down.
Gary, that point that you made, though, I wonder about the decision that has been made to move the fences in the Astrodome for next season. The Astros don't have a lot of power. Bagwell leading the team with 15 home runs. Caminiti second with 12. And with a pitching staff that can't keep the ball in the ballpark, I'm not sure that they might not move them back farther.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. They are going to move them in. Art Howe's answer to that, trying to keep a positive perspective on it, was it'll force our pitchers to get the ball down. They'll learn they've got to throw the ball down in the strike zone, which he doesn't think they're doing enough of.
Well, when you go to spring training the first day, when you come out of high school or college, they try to teach you to keep the ball down. I mean, that's the key to being successful. I think that throwing the ball, worried about keeping the ball down in the ballpark that's a bandbox, just like Chicago White Sox. Chicago.
Penelon's going to try and beat this one out. And he got it. Biggio chasing it down. It'll be a strikeout for Hernandez, the league's leading hitter. 319 on that at-bat is retired. We've completed 7. The 4-0 lead as we've completed 7. Gary Thorne and Ray Knight, and my final ball game, ESPN's Friday Night Baseball. You will see the doubleheader tonight, the Dodgers and Giants, but it's been great working with you, and it's been a great National League Western race.
Boy, Gary, it's been great working with you. I've had so much fun this year, and to be able to come here to my home state and watch the Atlanta Braves do so well, see the enthusiasm, it's been a great thrill for me the last week or two especially.
Really brought people back into this ballpark, hasn't it?
It really has, and not only just the state of Georgia. You mentioned nationally, it's brought great attention to the Atlanta Braves and to the National League, and finally somebody different than the Dodgers and the Reds challenging for the division title.
Well, they certainly are doing that, and Avery, a one-hitter thrown thus far. As we go to the 8th inning, Casey Candell leading it off. Braves up by a score of 4-0 with Candell, and then the pitcher Hernandez due up. Top of the order, Finley to follow. Mike Sims has already come out on deck to be the pinch hitter for Hernandez. Art Howe will be going to his 3rd pitcher, trying to develop some offense right now. Candell fouls it back into the screen, and Avery's ahead on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Atlanta Braves pitching staff coming into this game 3rd in ERA, but they've given up the fewest hits. They are 5th best in walks and 6th in strikeouts. Very consistent. And there's a leadoff single. So Casey Candell is on with his first hit, leading off the 8th inning. That's the first time they've had the leadoff man since the 1st inning.
Well, if you wonder about Steve Avery and if he's getting stronger or weaker, we have his velocity index. Here you see the average fastball speed on top is high on the bottom. His average is getting a little, well, actually, just in the 6th inning. Everything else, 94, 93 miles an hour. Right around 95 is high. So he's just as strong as he was earlier.
Mike Sims takes the fastball on the inside corner for a strike. Sims pinch hitting. He was recalled on July 11. At AAA ball, he had 246, 15 homers, 59 RBIs in 65 games at the AAA level. There you see what he's done as a pinch hitter. Sims takes the breaking ball from Avery, and quickly it's 0-2.
Well, Avery has done exactly what he set out to do and what he's done all year. Throw 3 pitches, a fastball, a slider, and a changeup for strikes at any time. Stay ahead of the count.
Just in case for the Atlanta Braves. They've got the unhittable Alejandro Pena and Mike Stanton. Talk about a pickup. Alejandro Pena has been absolutely phenomenal for the Atlanta Braves. Pena is 2-0 with 10 saves in 14 games.
Tell you another great pickup for them is Mike Bilecki, 13-11 this year, a guy that won 17 games 2 years ago, had some upper arm problems, but now he's healthy. I tell you one thing, they're putting together some veteran pitchers to go along with these young, great, as they call them, young guns.
Yeah. 4-0 lead for Atlanta. Sims with a runner at first fouls it off to stay alive. Ray, I saw an incredible number highlighting how this Atlanta team's improved. This ball club had a run differential of a minus 189 last year. This year they are a plus 54.
Oh, man.
In 1 year, the difference between what they scored and what they gave up went from a minus 189 to a plus 54. And you credit both offense and defense and hitting with that. I mean, it's been both the pitchers and the offense which has contributed to it. Good reason to be a pinch hitter right here.
And I thought he might start tonight with Gonzalez being 0 for 14 against his career, and then Gonzalez gets the big base hit to left field. But I thought with those stats, Sims might have started tonight.
He's on, and Avery, for the first time since the first inning, got a bit of a jam right here. That's the third walk he's given up. The first two Houston Astros are on with nobody out. And the top of the order, Steve Finley coming up. And we will have a meeting at the mound.
Mazzoni's going out now to ask Steve Avery how he feels. Some pitching coaches don't ask. They just go out and they're able to tell by the mechanics if a guy's stride shortens up, if his arm drops down. He goes out and says, how do you feel? And immediately Avery says, I'm okay, and he turns right back around and walks back to the dugout.
Avery has the 3 complete games this season, and as we said, he has been a good workhorse. He's now thrown 209 innings on the year. And right now, he's trying to keep the Astros off the board. He lost the no-hitter in the 7th. Candel has led the 8th off with a single, a walk given up to Sims. And here is Finley, 0 for 3. And Avery's up high to him, ball 1. And the fans become a bit pensive. Good clutch hitter this season, Steve Finley. Check of the runner at second base, Candel. Grounded toward short. Rafael Belliard himself makes the running throw and did not get him. First and third, 1 out.
I don't think this is really the right decision, although you get the sure out here. Belliard, you're going to see him moving toward the bag, and I think the only reason he makes the choice is because the short hop, he had to come and get it. But Lemke turns it as well as anybody. All he has to do is shuffle it there. The ball would already be on its way. And as a result, he barely beats the throw. But had he given up the ball there, double play. But the only reason he didn't, the short hop made him move a little more aggressively forward.
So a runner at third base. That's the first time the Astros have had somebody at third. It is Casey Candel. Steve Finley is on at first, 1 away. Infield will play for 2. Craig Biggio, 0 for 3. Will try and get somebody home and get the Houston Astros on the board. Biggio fouls it off outside of third. Craig Biggio this season, 282 with runners in scoring position.
Gary Keith Mitchell playing left field has moved way around almost to left center field. I mean, he is a good 50, 60 yards off the line. The center fielder barely shading Biggio to the right. But then Avery comes in with a fastball inside. Looks like to me they're setting up to play him away and pitch him away. And now he comes right back inside. This defense is not set up the way that Avery is pitching Biggio. Everybody's shading him to right, and he's trying to bust him inside. That's as far around as you'll see a left fielder. Right behind that little dot back there is a 385 sign. That's directly in between left and center field.
Bobby Cox was saying before the game, I was talking about the different hitters in the lineup. He said Biggio almost always will drive the ball in the late innings the opposite way. So that's the way they're playing him. But you're right, that's not the way Avery is pitching to him. 2-ball, 1-strike count. 1 down. That one to short, not hit hard. Belliard second, Lemke one. Not in time at first, and the Astros are on the board. Casey Candel crosses on the ground ball out. So it is a 4-1 ball game. Craig Biggio will be credited with the RBI here in the 8th inning, his 46th of the season. 4-1 Atlanta.
Well, Avery just turns the ball over. Belliard gets all his weight on the left side to transfer the ball as quickly as he can. Mark Lemke goes away from the bag. He would not have had him anyway as the throw was wide.
Biggio on at first base, but now there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Jeff Bagwell. He's hitting 293. Takes it down low for a ball. Offense has struggled for Houston. They come in 11th in runs in the league, 11th in home runs, 12th in slugging right at the bottom, and 9th in on-base percentage. So offensively, some work to be done for this young ball club. 1-0 delivery to him. Hit in the air to left field. Backing up on it is Mitchell near the warning track. He will haul it in for the 3rd out in the 8th. So Avery gets through it. A run in on 1 hit and 1 left on. Dodger Stadium, second half of our ESPN doubleheader, the Dodgers and the Giants. You're looking live at Candlestick Park, where they get set to go for the Dodgers and the Giants. Ramon Martinez will be making the start for Los Angeles tonight at the Stick. If there is a playoff game necessary, we'll have it. If this goes through Sunday, we will have that. If the division has not been decided by Sunday, you will see either the Braves and Astros or the Dodgers and Giants. 2 o'clock for the Braves game, 4 o'clock for the Dodger game. We'll tell you all about that when we know, which will be Saturday night as part of college football prime time at 7:30. We'll give you all the details on the baseball coverage for Sunday on prime time Saturday night at 7:30. They're all sold out here at Fulton County Stadium for all 3 games. Paid crowd of 45,813 on hand tonight. There are more than that on hand in this ballpark. Is the 14th Braves sellout this season, and they will add 2 more to that. They are leading here by a score of 4-1, hoping to put some real pressure on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have not yet started. Jim Corsi is on in relief of Xavier Hernandez. Corsi has been in a lot of games, not a lot of luck. Hernandez, a couple of innings, 2 hits and a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts rather. Oh, now Corsi will try and hold the Braves. Justice, Gant, and Bream coming up. Justice batting .279, takes the pitch inside. 2-ball, no strike count. Corsi working out of the stretch. Justice down to first by Pat Corrales, the first base coach. And it will keep the count to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Here, Jim Corsi been all over the place. Originally signed with Oakland. Played in Tacoma 4 years in the minor leagues and traded over here. 2 little cups of coffee with Oakland back in '87 and '88.
They have tried to fill in that pen with picking up a veteran like Corsi. Boy, listen to the chant of the Braves fans. don't you? 2-2 count is bounced, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Outside the ballpark, they had a huge drum set up today that started playing yesterday, sponsored by a local radio station. They kept it going all night and all day, and they are going to keep it going all night and all day until the Western Division is decided. I sure hope they've got long relief. That's a mighty tiring job. You could hear that drum all over the place inside the stadium today as they were going through the ritual outdoors. 4-1 lead here for the Braves. Justice is a strikeout victim. Corsi comes on to get it. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Steve Avery 3 outs away from his 18th win.
Just 21 years old, and what some numbers. 8 innings pitched, those 2 hits. 3 base on balls all in the last 2 innings. 5 strikeouts. Had that no-hitter through 6 2/3 before Gonzalez got the base hit to left field.
3 walks, 5 strikeouts for Avery. 1 away here. Gant takes the pitch, ball 1. He has double, singled, and reached on a walk, has an RBI, a run scored, and a base hit. Not bad. Ron Gant. 250, but 103 RBIs. To short. Cedeno. Low throw, and they can't get it. 3 errors on Cedeno.
Every problem with Cedeno is the way he takes the ball out of the glove. Look how he takes it and then flips it back behind him with a curled wrist. He has a tough time taking the ball out of the glove. There it gets all bottled up. Then he takes it a little flip and just almost like he doesn't have a handle on the ball. Gary, it's like he's throwing a changeup every time. Every ball that we've seen is like he's gripping the ball back deep in his hands.
You could see him that time. He had 4 fingers wrapped around it, deep in the palm of his hand, and couldn't get anything on it. Here is Sid Bream, a single in 3 at-bats, and he takes the strike. The 4th error committed in the ballgame of the Houston Astros. Bottom of the 8th inning. Braves leading 4-1, trying to add to it. They are that close to victory number 93 to tie an Atlanta record for wins in a season. At a second base, Candell will make the play to first. 2 down. Gant goes to second. So he avoids the error by getting the out.
Casey Candell, again, another ground ball, another little bobble. This infield may be chopped up a little bit, but you see the ball. Now, that's a tough play. He stays with that ball. The ball's laying down for 100 feet, and then the last hop, it jumps right up on you. If you're not in perfect fielding position, you'll miss that ball. That was a good play.
That one really did jump on him. 2 down, but a runner at second base, and Olson, who's already got an RBI, stands in. He's 0 for 2 and a sac fly. The breaking ball by Jim Corsi is outside, ball 1. Atlanta Braves after a 7-game win streak. They can pick up one here tonight at home. And that one's going to be fouled off, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, I think, Ray, and I come from a city where the Penobscot Nation is in Maine. For Native Americans, I know there are some who say using the symbol of a Native American may be derogatory, but I really think it is a tribute to Native Americans for the way the Atlanta Braves have treated it, the way their fans are treating it. It's a great tribute to Native Americans in this country that we recognized by the fans here, because it is done with great respect. It's a symbol of strength and power and a lot of good stuff. Very positive.
Well, I'm glad you say that, Gary. I'm part Cherokee Indian, and I'm sure proud of it. My great-great-grandfather was full-blooded Cherokee Indian, and I love it.
Yeah, I really believe that. Penobscot Nation up in Old Town, Maine, I know. also very proud. I mean, they're the home of the man after whom the Cleveland Indians were named. So
And his name was?
Connection to Major League Baseball.
His name, I heard this one other time. And you had it.
You're all over me again. Swung on and missed. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And you're not going to recall it.
I'm not going to give it to you. I am not.
Oh, come on.
Louis Sockalexis is his name. He played baseball for the Cleveland Indians. And the club is named after him, the nickname, after his baseball days were done. So there.
Thank you.
That's all right. Swung on and backhanded by Caminiti. No play. Olson is on with an infield single. 2 on, 2 down.
Well, this is my third baseman if you want to talk about a gold glover. I see him do this all the time. Now, that ball came up again, almost hit him in the elbow. But as an infielder with 2 outs, you must knock the ball down. And look what he does. His head is in front of that baseball. He buried his nose right on that baseball. One time I got my nose broken in the Dominican Republic trying to do that when it didn't matter a whole lot. But that man right there put his head right in front of that baseball, and if it hadn't been for his elbow, it would have hit him in the face.
And if he hadn't knocked it down, there'd be another run up on the board. 2 down. Belliard's going to get it home. Rafael Belliard, the base hit. Over to third base goes Olson. Ron Gant has scored his 2nd run of the game. RBI for Belliard. 5-1 Braves. The 2nd unearned run of the game. Both scored by Atlanta. Both the result of Cedeno errors.
Rafael Belliard doing what he does best. Short stroke, just putting the bat on the baseball. Not a lot of power, but look at his eyes following the ball all the way to the bat, making contact. Big, big 2-out base hit.
Rafael Belliard, 27 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitcher, Steve Avery, who now has a 5-1 lead to take to the 9th. Jim Corsi missing with that one. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Braves up 5-1. Olson's on at third, Belliard at first.
Gary, that 4th run is so big because a grand slam can only tie it. That's very obvious, but it puts you in a situation as a pitcher that you don't have to pitch around anybody.
3-0. They are having fun at Fulton County Stadium. 3 balls and 1 strike. And they will be watching, the Braves and their fans, the 2nd half of our doubleheader. From Candlestick Park, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. The great rivalry renewed this weekend. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Dodgers have to feel like a wagon train circle. Only the pure Dodger fans are rooting for them. The Braves have become the Cinderella team in the National League this year, with a lot of fans nationally rooting for them. And the strikeout for Corsi, but not before another unearned run is scored on a couple of hits. The Braves 3 outs away from the 93rd win. Delighted to have you with us on ESPN. First half of our doubleheader 9th inning. Steve Avery, after a complete game win, it would be his 4th. A 5-1 lead to work with. Top of the 9th. Caminiti, Ortiz, and Gonzalez due up against 17-8 Steve Avery. The 0-1 delivery. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. He got the strike on the outside corner, 1 and 2. The Braves have been all but untouchable at home in the second half. They are 28-10 since the All-Star break at home, 53-27 since the All-Star break overall. That's the best second half record in Major League Baseball. They made up 9.5 games from the All-Star break to this date. The last 50 games, the biggest lead for the Dodgers or Braves, 2.5. It is deep, and it is gone. A home run. Ken Caminiti, towering fly ball off Avery, makes it a 5-2 Braves lead. Number 13.
Steve Avery, after busting him inside, tries to throw a changeup, and it gets right down the middle. He wanted to throw that pitch away. Olson set up outside. One of the few mistakes all night long, and he got hurt. Barely got hurt.
21st home run off Avery. Bobby Cox has come to get him. The fans are standing. A great performance.
You can tell Avery wasn't sure if that ball was out of the ballpark.
Avery can still win his 18th. Alejandro Pena's in.
Next Monday on Shaft Talk, it's Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Join in and call in Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on ESPN.
Lead. We are in the 9th inning. Alejandro Pena is on in relief. Caminiti's 13th home run, taking Avery out of the game. Javier Ortiz takes the strike in the inside corner. What a job by the 21-year-old left-hander. Big numbers. He would love to have wrapped it up on his own, but what matters right now is the W. So Pena comes on and will try and get it, with the Braves leading by a score of 5-2. Breaking ball misses away to Ortiz.
Gary, you're talking about he'd like to finish this thing out. He is a happy man. You see the smile there. He did his job. Tremendous job. 21 years old, and you wonder about, look at Dion. He goes right to those people he knows is going to be on camera.
Not over yet. Base hit. Right field by Ortiz. Justice will get it back in. And the Houston Astros are going to hang tough with Gonzalez coming up. Also coming up, the second half of our Friday night doubleheader on ESPN. The other half of this race, the Los Angeles Dodgers opening their 3-game set at Candlestick Park against the Giants. Ramon Martinez and Bud Black will open it up. These folks will be watching that game as well. They may not last to the end of it, but they'll try. A 5-2 lead here. Pena with a runner at first base. And Gonzalez takes the strike. We said Pena's been all but perfect since coming over from the New York Mets. That 2-0 record and the 10 saves in his 14 appearances. His ERA here is 1.47. 10 for 10. Can't do much better than that. Inside that time, just missed. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And you may not remember, a lot of people may not remember, got his start in the Dodger organization as a promising young starting pitcher. Won 17 games for them back in '84. Had some arm problems, went to the bullpen and on to the Mets.
I remember Tommy Lasorda working with him 3 years ago after that injury. Lasorda would take him out before games at Dodger Stadium to the mound and work and work and work, trying to get Alejandro Pena back. And now Lasorda's got to watch as Alejandro Pena's throwing goose eggs for the Atlanta Braves. They had to have him. They were short in the bullpen. Juan Berenguer was expected to come back a good month ago. He tried. He couldn't do it. Sherholtz went out, made the move they needed, and got Pena. 5-2 lead, 9th inning. Nobody out, runner at first. Just got a piece of that, almost on the backswing. 1-2.
Well, that's the pitch that has made him, as a starter, he was just a fastball slider pitcher. Everything hard, didn't have anything to fool the hitters by as far as off speed. He's come up with a split finger. He's back to throwing his fastball around 90, and his slider still hard, but that split finger makes a difference. Looks like he's going to try to go with a fastball away.
Again, hanging in, foul back by Gonzalez. Gonzalez picked up a double in the 7th inning off Avery, which broke up the no-hitter that Avery had for 6 2/3. Waiting on deck. Cedeno may yet get a chance to redeem himself for the 3 errors committed, which have accounted for 2 unearned runs. Pena's 1-2 delivery. Gonzalez, another one back. While the Houston bullpen has struggled, this bullpen for the Atlanta Braves, 47 out of 58 success rate as far as saves are concerned. You saw the perfect numbers for Alejandro Pena. Berenguer had 17 while he was healthy and working. He is the leader in that department. Berenguer only missed 1 save opportunity, so he and Pena combined are 27 of 28 in save opportunities. This is outside, 2-2. Clancy in the bullpen got up a few moments ago. Mike Stanton has been up a number of times. They're both ready if needed. They're just staying loose.
Well, the Braves are going away with Gonzalez. He hit that bullet to the left field line. What they need to do now is bust a fastball in with some movement down and get him to hit the ball on the ground.
Got it in, but not on the ground.
Well, every pitch that he's thrown, though, Gary, has been thigh high or above. And I've just been thinking his danger area every time he goes out there away from him. Pena forte has always been the sinkage or the downward movement of his fastball. And almost all of his fastballs tonight have not tailed or sunk.
This is going to be Pena's 9th pitch in this at-bat to Gonzalez. 2-2 delivery. He'll have to do another one. Everybody hanging on here. This is the largest crowd in Atlanta since the 1986 ball game. We're going to sell them out all weekend long. Everybody hoping to be here the next couple of days, hoping to be here for the clincher. Ortiz at first base with a big lead. The 2-2 delivery. Hit in the air to left. Mitchell. One away. Ortiz goes back to first. 1 down. They are ready to go at Candlestick Park. Only be about 15 minutes from now they'll get it underway. We will take you there. The Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. Dodgers obviously one eye on the screen and the scoreboard as they get set to go, watching the Atlanta Braves, who are leading Houston by a score of 5-2. As the Braves try and make it 9 in a row against the Astros and 12 out of 16 on the season. 1 down. Pena misses outside to Cedeno. Cedeno 0 for 3, including 1 strikeout, batting .240 on the season. Delivery to him is up high. 2 balls, no strikes. The danger here, of course, you get that one more man on base. You bring the potential tying run up. That's what Ray was talking about. That unearned run that scored in the 8th inning. That much more important. Candell is on deck, the number 8 hitter. 2-0 count. Takes the strike. Remember, as we told you earlier, Cedeno is not one to draw walks. One of the things he will be working on, trying to take a few more pitches. 73 strikeouts and 8 walks in 65 games.
Well, I guarantee you Art Howe had third base coach Phil Gardner flash tape to Cedeno on the previous pitch, because they know he'll hack at anything. Can't hit a 3-run home run with 1 run on base and see Phil Gardner right there and say, hey, get me a good pitch and swing at it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ortiz at first base. 2-2 delivered to Cedeno. Broken bat pop up to first. Bream is there. 2 down. Steve Avery waiting for his 18th win. Fans are up in Atlanta. Lead in the 9th inning. Pena, after yet another save, is 11th. Casey Candel is singled and scored in the 8th inning. 2 away, 1 on. Strike taken. Can take a lead for the moment with 1 more out over the Dodgers. 0-2 the count on Casey Candel. With the 0-2 pitch, swung on, hit in the air to center. Gant, the Braves for their 93rd win, and first, they got it. Avery is 18-8. The Braves won it 5-2. They are 93-67 on the year. They've won 7 in a row. In first place, at least for the next couple of hours, is theirs. The Dodgers have got to win now in order to remain tied. Those are the current standings. With the victory by Atlanta, the Dodgers are coming up next. For Ray Knight, all of our crew, great ball game. This is Gary Thorne. Our final: Braves 5, Astros 2. Johnson.